What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 12th day of July, and here we are at about 1.68 cents right now on this new day. 21 hours, 29 minutes left in the day here. Sorry, I got loud there for a second. It looks like Bitcoin's about to start rallying. If I'm accurate in my assumption here, looking at this 15-minute time frame, we've gotten a downtrend, a kind of sideways trend. You've got this nice little W shape here. Dude, I think once we get above 18K, we're not stopping, you guys. Look at these look at this crazy shenanigans here over the last 24 hours, right? The shorts were decimated. Like $1 billion in shorts were liquidated over the last 24 hours. And now look at this. They've put 3.5 billion in. There are more shorts than longs now. And we clear out a majority of them basically if we get to about 120K. Is there any target that, and I know we're talking about OnyxCoin here, but guys, we really might be running up to about 121K this Saturday, like today. It might happen today, right there, right at that golden ratio, right there. I don't know. And the whole purpose of this is that if Bitcoin does this, what's OnyxCoin going to do? Well, it's probably going to fly. It's probably going to move up as well, right? We are seeing some life. We're seeing some good stuff going on with OnyxCoin. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, okay? 1 hour here, it moved up with a lot of volume. We're looking at it on CoinMarketCap. Shout out to XPR for killing it as well. OnyxCoin here, moving up with, I want to say it was what, 15% volume? It's probably more now. Let's see. 16% volume on the market cap volume to market cap ratio. That's not bad at all. Looking like you're consolidating well. You've got lower lows in your RSI on the 1 hour time frame, moving up with volume, moving down without it, or at least with lesser volume. You look like you want to move up more. I doubt that you stop here. And yes, we got above 1.7 cents, and that's fun and that's fine and dandy, but we didn't really break that 1.7 cent zone, right? We closed above it for one candle here, and then we came back below it this next one, but we didn't go anywhere on that lower candle. I think what we did here is we just confirmed that we're finding support in this area, not rejecting it, and now we're about to get that follow through, that serious follow through that should take us to higher levels. Which, where are we going to go? My expectation would be that from the current price, we probably see a move that's on the lines of like a 33% move, maybe a 64% move. We're at 1.6 cents now. We'll be at 2.2 cents to 2.7 cents here any minute now, any day now. It literally might happen over the weekend. If Bitcoin's being bullish over the weekend, XCN could do it too. If not, sometime next week. It's possible that we just consolidate in this area for a few days, right, over the weekend. It's very possible that we could consolidate right through here over the weekend. Come Monday, we break out. Something like that could happen. That's fine. We've done stuff like that before. I mean, kind of in this area, right? Like you had your initial pop, you consolidated, moved down, higher, low, and then boom, then you ripped. Here you consolidated for that amount of time, but you moved lower. Let's see if we go back over here. We've seen like multi-day consolidated phases, a little bit like this, like a weekend getaway consolidation phase, and then we continue to run up. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised. And looking at the 1 hour time frame, I mean, to me, the RSI looks like it's ready to move up. At the very least, it looks like it's ready to move up. And how much would it move up if it was moving up? 1.7 cents right now, 26 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. I would think that we do at least move above this high. Now, do we form bearish divergence? We get the lower highs here with the higher highs here. Okay, then again, maybe we consolidate here over the weekend. Come Monday, we break out, something like that. But so don't get your hopes up too much. If we do, again, get prices above 1.7 cents, the goal is to get a day to close above 1.7 cents. We want to close above this high on a day. We wicked above there, that's nice, but we want to close a day. You get a day to close above here, you guys. We're not stopping until we go back to where this W formed and probably above there, which right above where this thing formed, it took shape here, right? That's where this W formed in the price. You can see it, right? The W, right? You see what I'm going for? We would probably go above here. What's a good area to find resistance above here? Right where we found resistance before, right here. Right where we found support before, right here, right? It's in that same exact area. It wouldn't be surprised at all if we went to 2.2 cents to 2.7 cents like that. Super fast, super freaking fast, my friends. That could very well be the case. Looking at this here, hold on the 1 hour time frame. Just looking at it. Did we move up? Were we at 17.5? No, we must have been at 17.7. Okay, cool. Anyways, looking bullish indeed. Daily time frame, daily RSI is getting overbought. We actually just got overbought with yesterday's close. We are in the overbought zone now. I wouldn't like to see the next 2 days close red, but if they do, I suppose it's fine. You know, maybe we close red, we reject the overbought zone, and that's okay. We could come back to the 50, something like that. Maybe you pull down to about like 1.5 cents, 1.57 cents. You're at 1.68 cents now. Even if you were to do something like that, I'm not worried about the price at all. From a relative low to a relative high. And should I even take that low? Maybe I should take this low to high. I mean, 1.63, 1.5 cents at the golden ratio, all these areas that make sense to go back to. What if we take the high to low here? What would this make sense? 0.5 down to the 236. We've seen that happen actually a good bit lately too. So yeah, sure. 1.5 cents might be where we go. I'm serious, guys. This is ridiculous. And the thing is, the one-day time frame can be a little bit misleading. I don't know how CoinGlass operates, but you see this how it says to $130,000. It's 129.6K. There's $3.5 billion at 130K. If you go to the 30-day time frame, you go to 130K. Now it says 1.9 billion. So what gives? Why is it different, right? I get that this is the 30-day cumulative versus the 24-hour cumulative, but why is it lesser on the 30-day? That doesn't make any sense. Either this is something's wrong here, right? But looking at the 30-day, you get a bigger picture. There's a lot more longs to liquidate than there are shorts to liquidate, okay? It's just, and I'm not saying that we can't go down to like 114K. Maybe before we get this 120K move, Bitcoin does give some kind of a shakeout down, clear out the longs, pile on the shorts, and then we rip, right? If something like that happens, I'm going to be daddy long legs, man. I'm going to be going long hard. But I'm just kind of waiting. I'm waiting right now. I'm not in any positions, not in any open positions right now. I think that we do look good on the Bitcoin chart. I think right here, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Like if I was hungry, I actually think that this is a good area to go long at. To be completely fair, you found support at prior resistance. You even have a W shape here on Bitcoin. I mean, you break above that. Again, I wouldn't go long here, but if we were to go up, like up above this high here, maybe then I would go long. Maybe I'd enter some long positions there because I wouldn't be surprised. You break above this on an hourly time frame, something like that, we'd be ripping and running to 121K. And again, if Bitcoin's doing that, maybe OnyxCoin does, in fact, have a bullish weekend. But we'll see. Time will tell. It's completely fine if we drop back to this 50, right? It's completely fine if we do that. If we did do that, looking at the RSI, I mean, that's perfect with this trend. Maybe Bitcoin pumps and OnyxCoin drops. That's okay. That's totally fine. You know, a 50 drop from here would be kind of intense. We don't need to do that, but I'm just saying even if we do, it's not a big deal. Weekly time frame, looking at this here, very, very bullish. Of course it is. Of course it is. Our weekly RSI is phenomenal. We've got a W in the weekly RSI itself right here, right? We've got this set up right there. It's beautiful. It's perfect. We're going to get into that overbought zone. We'll probably see a lesser reading. It won't go all the way up to here. I mean, this was nuts. This is absolutely bananas, mania, crazy bullishness that we saw. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if we still saw a magnificent move, something of the likes of this, right? I mean, I'm calling for a move right now from this price to take us all the way up to, what is it here? 26 to 32 cents. I mean, that's a 15, right? 15x move. 15.5x from here to a potential 21x move. I mean, that's phenomenal. That's great. That's courageous price action right there. It really could happen. I don't think it's going to happen, you know, over the coming days, but over the coming weeks, over the next 6 to 7 weeks. That's my expectation, if not sooner. OnyxCoin can top off before Bitcoin and the rest of crypto, but I think it is going to happen very, very soon. You know what? I'm curious. I want to look at OnyxCoin versus others. Because we look at the OnyxCoin BTC chart, I want to just see, we've compared it to others before. Oh, you know what? We have to do others to OnyxCoin. I don't know if I like this as much because it's going to be in the negatives, and the negatives are just so weird, but whatever. We'll go over it. It's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what do I mean by negatives? I mean, instead of measuring how high up we're going to go percentage-wise, we're going to have to measure how far down we go because OnyxCoin is more bullish than the average crypto, right? And we can tell because if this chart's going down, that means OnyxCoin is outperforming the average crypto in the top 125. Okay, that's excluding the top 10, but probably including them as well. This thing looks bearish as hell, right? You've got a flat base, you've got descending highs, right? You're basically in a descending triangle in this massive, I mean, it's like a massive bear flag, right? You're going to break out and go lower. Absolutely you are. Now, how low are you going to go? That's kind of the question here. From a low to high, let's see. Low to high, you should be dropping. And if I invert it, will it give me the positives? I'm pretty sure it'll still give me the negatives. Let's see. Yeah, it still gives it to me in the negatives. That's okay. Invert the scale. All I know is a 90% drop is a 10x. Okay, that's all I know. I'm assuming that we will see some kind of drop that would take us to the 1272 to 1618. I mean, man, that's a 67, 68% drop versus the average altcoin. Well, I guess pump, right? The average altcoin would lose value versus OnyxCoin to an 80% drop. I mean, we're going to be demolishing. We're at least going to be doing something like, I want to say that's like a 5 to 8x versus the average altcoin. And I expect the average altcoin to do a 3 to a 5x. I mean, it makes sense, guys. It makes sense that these targets that we have, where we're talking about a 16x or 25x, I mean, or sorry, 16x to a 20x in OnyxCoin, it makes a whole lot of sense that that's where we would go. Doesn't mean that we have to go there, but yeah, 21x, right? We could even go higher. We could really even go higher, but it depends. All in all, we just look bullish on that chart. That's all I was trying to look at. We look very bullish on that chart. I guess bearish technically, which means that this chart looks bullish. We've got a lot of growth to go. BTC, or what did we do? XCN BTC here on KuCoin. Thank you, KuCoin, for having XCN to BTC. We look at this here. We make sense out of it just using our brains, using our seeing eyeballs, right? You've got lower lows in the RSI. You've got higher lows in the price. That's a good thing. That's hidden bullish divergence, right? Maybe we're not going up, guys. Maybe we are, in fact, going down. I don't know. 3 minutes left. I don't know. It could happen. It could happen. I'm not totally bearish yet on Bitcoin, but I mean, looking at it too, to be completely fair, we still are in this downtrend. I mean, to be completely fair, we haven't broken. It just looks kind of sideways. It looks like you got this W set up. If you can move up there, man. I mean, you got the W set up in the RSI and in the price. It would be nice, but if you are to break out, again, we could see some kind of flash crash down to like 113K, 114K. Don't be scared if that happens. We'll probably then, right after that, shortly thereafter, move up. I'm kind of hoping that we dump. This is why I'm not long right now, because Bitcoin's tricky, right? You don't want to long the all-time highs, but you certainly don't want to short them either. You got to have brass balls, man, or tatas if you're a lady, to go short or long up here, man. I mean, just maybe very tight stop losses. Maybe that's what you need to have. I don't know. Bitcoin's tricky right now, guys. But OnyxCoin, again, focusing on that, depending on what Bitcoin does, we might see a little shaky with OnyxCoin as well. It makes sense using our seeing eyeballs. That's where I was leaving off at, right? We've got this hidden bullish divergence in that if we do break out of this, and we likely will break out of this, right? We're going to break out of the others XCN chart. We're going to break out of the BTC, XCN, or XCN BTC bull flag here. Once we break out of this, okay, we're going to see a rapid amount of increase in a very short amount of time, from a low to a high, coming up right here, putting it at the base of this flag, okay? That flag just happens to take us right here, okay? Which is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's really not a coincidence, but it's a coincidental point of a bunch of different occurrences, right? From there, that's the measure move of the bull flag. You take a high to a low. It's also right there where the 1886 is of this Fibonacci ratio, which is exactly where we expect it to go on the price, is the 1886 to 200, which is also, I'm pretty sure, at the 786 of this. Yes, yeah, it's right there at that 786. And beyond all those things, it's right here with this prior area's low. Now, why is that key? Right? We look at the behavior of this chart, and you can see that we did this exact thing already, right? You were consolidating, you're moving down. Whenever you move up, where would it make sense to stop? Right? Where would you stop? Right here? Like in the middle of nowhere? Would you stop right here? No, you didn't show any significance here. You showed a little bit of significance right here, and you had a little bit of significance there as a stop. You even found support right in this area. We call that area the land of the rising sun. Little fun fact, because Justin Sun called XCN a scam here and then deleted all his posts about it on X. He apologized, and he gave sacraments to the XCN gods, and now we have altars built in his name. I don't know. It's an inside joke. It's the land of the rising sun, and it's been holding us up, and rise we will. Thank you, Justin Sun. We're going to be rising up, and Onyx DAO and coin, or chain, sorry. But getting away from all the shenanigans, guys. Where did we stop? We stopped right here, right at the base of the only significant area throughout this whole drop. Semi-significant, a little bit for support, a little bit more significance there, right? Semi-significant in this kind of area. But look at out of this whole drop, where's the only significant area that we consolidated for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that we were up in this area. It was over a month that we were up in this area. Finally, we dropped down on that 6th week, and we continued to go down. It's no coincidence at all, or it's a big coincidence maybe, that at the base of this range, that's where we topped off. right there, right? We take a high to a low here. Where do we go? Right up to the 2272. Pretty big coincidence. And what do I say all the time? It's oftentimes that you actually do go just above that 2272. Here we actually, yeah, we did. I was about to say I didn't think that we actually went above the 2272, but we did. We went just above the 2272 right there, all the way down to the 1272. Right? If you want to call this a coincidence, just look at all the facts, man. Look at all the TA that's in front of your face. We found resistance at the only place that makes sense. We found resistance at the 2272, and then we went down to the 1272. That's a very serendipitous turn of events right there. It's perfect, and that happens. That kind of stuff happens. Like if you find resistance at the 2618, you might go down to the 1618. You feel me? It's not always like that. Don't count on that, but you find turbulence at the 886, you might go up to the 1886 when you break out, stuff like that. It's just, it happens. It's not guaranteed, but it's like 50-50, honestly. It happens a good bit of the time. And it's no coincidence here that we're doing this. So look at how productive we are. We're finding support here at higher fibs, found resistance here just above the 2272 right there at this area where we consolidated all these different things in a row. It's no coincidence that we've got all these different things in a row up here at the only next area that's significant, right? Because we found resistance here. When we break out, where are we going to go? We're not going to stop here. We didn't stop here, right? We're going to go to the area that makes the most sense, which is at least at the base there where this measure move lines up with the 1886 target. The measure move of this bull flag lines up right there, which happens to, first off, the measure move and the 1886 line up. Second off, from an all-time high on the XCN BTC chart down to the low, the 786 lines up. It's perfect. It couldn't be more perfect. And then beyond all that, right there where the price is, absolutely perfect. Here's the cool stuff. We can quantify this. We can mathematically calculate what the price would be in US dollars, assuming where Bitcoin's price is going to be, okay? We're going all the way to here, okay? That's 501872. You'd think I'd have that memorized by now. Google calculator. Just to refresh ourselves and not tempt ourselves with selling OnyxCoin for some other crypto, because you have a gem here. You have a genuine winner that's going to do you very, very well, okay? It's going to do you right if you just hold. Just buy some and hold some, man. Don't do anything to mess this up, okay? Because it's a great opportunity even now. Even though we're up 19% this week, love it, love to see it. We've got so much potential, my friends. We've got absolutely so much potential. You put this in, 501872. That's the price. 501872. I'm pretty sure it's 5 zeros. 1872. Okay, let's double check that. 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it looks like that to me. I mean, that looks like 5. Can I zoom it in? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. 1872. We don't need the zeros after that. Okay, we multiply that price by the presumed price that Bitcoin will achieve. Now, I've gone into great length to explain as to where I think Bitcoin's going to go by the end of this move, but I'll just do it briefly here, okay? You take the high to low here, high to low right here. Our 2272 is all the way up here at 180K. We go to our weekly time frame here. We take our high to low of the prior cycle's high to the bear market low there. Our golden ratio, which, let me just delete this fib real quick. That's the next target area. Okay, we did not consolidate below the 1272 like this, not even hitting the 100. Like, this is such a bullish phase of consolidation that we've had over this past 3/4 of a year. We didn't do this to just stop at the 1414, right? The 1414, little known fact, oftentimes if you do stop at the 1414, you go just above it. So we're going to plug those numbers in too. Don't you worry. We're going to plug those numbers in too. But I think it's a lot more feasible that this next stopping point for Bitcoin is going to be at 100 or 170, actually 180K. Because Bitcoin, again, it does like to wick just above the 1618. It also likes to wick just above the 2272. And hey, those areas are right there just below 180K. That's where I think Bitcoin's going to go. We should really be plugging in 180K here, but we're going to save that for the end. The best part is for the last, okay? Let's do this pathetic number of 130K. Let's say instead we stop at this 1414, we stop at that 1414. Both of them at 128K, and oftentimes you do go just above the 1414. So what's a good number right above 128K psychologically that we might find resistance on? 130K? I hear someone saying, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, let's do 130K. XCN to BTC goes all the way up here. We plugged in that number. That's where we get this from. We times it by 130K for Bitcoin, okay? 130K. That gives us a 24-cent price. You hearing me? Are you with me? Do you feel it? Can you? I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on and hold on, right? You hear me? You feel me? You with it? Here we go. We're not going to stop there. we're going to 180K or higher. Let's assume, though, that OnyxCoin tops off at a time that Bitcoin's not at the same high, because they actually don't top off at the same time. XCN tops off after or before Bitcoin most of the time, right? They don't really top off at the same time normally. Maybe around the same time, but not quite at the same time. If Bitcoin tops off at 180K one day, a week later OnyxCoin tops off, Bitcoin will be around 180K, but it might not be there. So what's a good number that's around 180K that OnyxCoin might top off at if Bitcoin hasn't yet hit it or already hit it and is pulling back? 160, 150, let's go right in the middle, 155, 155K right there, okay? 155K right there. What does that give us? Bada bing, bada boom. 29 cents, okay? 29 cents, which happens to be, again, right here, from a high to a low, right in the middle of this 1886, 200 area. I don't know why I thought we'd do a 21x. I'm sorry, we're not going to 36. We're probably not going to 36 cents. But 26 cents to 32 cents. That's a long time target that we've had. And that is anything from about a 15.3x to about an 18, 19x. Okay, 18 to 19x, 15.3x, something like that. Okay. Let's just have fun. Let's just be absurdly bullish now. Oh, yeah. This is not absurdly bullish. This is actually realistic. Understand 29. We're at a 1.6 cent price for OnyxCoin. This is a realistic target being at 29 cents. The pessimistic target, what's unrealistic, is 24 cents. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Because Bitcoin's not going to be at 130K, right? I'll do you one better even. Before we get to the grand finale, let's do this one more time. But with the current price, 117.6K, because we know OnyxCoin versus Bitcoin is going to grow. We've established that. I think I've applied enough logic to make your head spin 10 times to utterly assure that we're going up to this area versus Bitcoin. Okay, it's going to be a very impressive circumstance of events that takes place. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to multiply it by the current price of Bitcoin, which is about 118K, right? We're just going to say 118K. We'll round up. Because what I presume to know is that Bitcoin sure as hell will not be at 118K, which means that this price is not where OnyxCoin will stop. It'll only be at higher prices. Does that make sense? 22 cents. Any price below 22 cents, hell, even below 24 cents, it's, I don't want to say moronic, I don't want to be mean, but it's not fair. It's not fair to you or to the price. It's not fair to the charts. You're not giving yourself the proper expectations. You're setting yourself up for less, okay? 22 cents is too low. 180K. Let's have fun. 1, 2, 3. Let's just say they top off at the same time. Maybe Bitcoin goes to 200K, and then by the time XCN tops off, Bitcoin's at 180K. Maybe it tops off before, something like that. Maybe that happens. And what would that give us? 33.7 cent price. Now this is a little bit unrealistic too, because it is outside of our range here of the 1886 to 200 level. Okay, I'm fine with it. Go ahead, go outside the range to the upside. Give us a 33, 34 cent price. I don't care. But understand, guys, there's a lot of rationality behind this range here, 26 to 32 cents. There's not really much rationality outside of this range to the downside or to the upside. Okay. Something bad would have to happen in the space, like between Bitcoin and XCN. Like there'd just be, I don't know. We'd have to really largely underperform every single expectation that we have. And I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm not saying because I have these expectations and because these numbers all line up coincidentally at the same place and not so coincidentally that it has to happen. But damn it, if it's not something we've been talking about for months, and gosh darn it, if you're not invested in it by now, man. I mean, it's literally. I've said this before, and we'll end the video on this note, okay? Everybody wonders what the next Solana is going to be, right? And I don't think XCN should be compared to Solana. They're not the same thing, right? Solana compared to Ethereum, because they kind of are competitive to a certain degree, right? They're in that same niche kind of aspect. But Ethereum's established itself for more serious projects. Solana's established itself for meme coins and serious projects too. But the next Solana, people are thinking, whenever they say that, they're talking about two things, right? They're talking about fundamentally speaking, right? And in which case SWI might be a good one, right? Might overtake it. Or they're talking about from a price perspective, from a growth perspective, in which case Hyperliquid or something like that. There's other coins they talk about that have the potential to flip Solana, but I don't think Hyperliquid or SWI are going to flip Solana. I don't think it's going to happen, right? And they're not going to be comparable. Those coins, no offense, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, those coins are going to be huge disappointments this cycle. They're not going to make you, I mean, those things would be lucky to get a 10x. Both of them, either of them, to get a 10x between now and the end of the cycle, which is sad. In crypto, a 10x is nothing to get up for, man. OnyxCoin is going to do that and more in the next month and a half, let alone over the cycle. Okay, what do I mean whenever I say it's the next Solana? I don't mean in a sense of fundamentals. I mean in the sense of pumpamentals, in the sense of growth, right? OnyxCoin, the reason why people look for that next Solana is the same reason why last cycle, when Solana was coming into its own, people were looking for the next Dogecoin, or I guess last cycle that was Dogecoin, huh? Maybe they're looking for the next Ethereum, the next XRP, whatever, right? And this cycle, people are looking for the next whatever it is, the blockbuster crypto that's going to break the bank for everybody, and you're going to wish that you invested in it, you heard about it, what was it, you know what I mean? This is that coin. OnyxCoin is that coin. Nobody talks about it, and yet it's maintained relevance, and yet they're developing all the time, coming out with cool stuff, coming out with multiple layers to this project, to this protocol, that like even a single layer of it is like the entire purpose of various cryptos, right? The AI agent part, that's a whole entire cryptocurrency for a bunch of different cryptos. It's not a crypto in itself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there are AI agent crypto projects that's all they offer. OnyxCoin offers that and so much more. It's not an AI. I'm just using that as an example. It's a DeFi project, DeFi protocol first and foremost, right? We got all this stuff going on. Unfortunately, the staking rewards have gone down a lot, right? I don't know if anybody noticed, but they're down to I think they're down to 14%. Let me see. Actually, is there a way? Can we check? Let me go here. Hold on. Let's do Onyx protocol stake. Sure. Let's just see. Staking APR, yeah, 14.2%. 14.2% right now. Yeah, I think you guys can see this, right? And I am staking OnyxCoin. This is just a different wallet because I didn't want anybody to see my funds. I don't like to brandish that stuff. It's not my style. And I'm actually going to stake probably in this wallet here pretty soon. But just like I have multiple wallets that I've got staked just because I don't like to have a single fail point, right? No, that's just not my style. I don't think anybody should, but that's a whole different message. I just hope you guys understand what's going on here, right? You're dealing with literally one of the most bullish projects in the cycle. You're going to demolish every coin that comes at us over the next couple of weeks, over the next few weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, however much time it is. And for the rest of the cycle, you've got more growth than that, right? You're probably at that point set up, I would think, to at least see $1 in price by the end of the cycle, which that's a 61x, which that's cool. That's fine. I don't think you stop there, though. I think we're going to hit the money zone, which is all the way up at the 2886, which is at $1.70. Okay, $1.70. 2886. Why might we stop at the 2886? Well, we're going to stop at the 1886 200. 1886 200. We're going to stop between there and the 3113. Something that is around 100x or more is my expectation by the end of the cycle. OnyxCoin is going to be pushing some serious numbers. We're at a $573 million market cap. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 100x that price or valuation or more. Or more. Absolutely or more. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. The most important thing to take away from this video is to not sell your OnyxCoin. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. You need to take profits, you need money for whatever. Okay, do it. You know, do your thing. You feel like the spirit is speaking to you, the universe is giving you signs that it's time to get out. Do your thing. You know, don't let me stop you. I'm not selling my OnyxCoin. At least I'm not taking profits on any of it until we're at 26 to 32 cents, somewhere in that range, okay? And even then, I'm not selling all of it. I'm going to hold a large portion of it until the end of the cycle. Reallocate it on the drop, catch it up, you know, and just try not to mess this up because you really could set yourself up for some serious success with this thing. All the meanwhile, you could be staking in, yeah, sure, it's only 14% now, but hey, it's something, man. You buy it, and you're getting rewards as it's going up. Like you're getting, I mean, what would 14% APR? Let's do this real quick. Hold on, before we end the video, just for fun. Okay, just for fun. This is a just for fun part. Okay. I don't know what everybody's situation is. I'm assuming that most people watching this probably don't have $10,000 to their name, and that's okay. Let's say that you have $1,000 to your name, or let's say you're invested to $1,000 in OnyxCoin. I'm sure not even most of you watching this even have that, right? Because I know that the average American doesn't even have $1,000 in their bank account, right? But let's just say $1,000 is invested in OnyxCoin. maybe that's a goal, or maybe that's a minimum, and $1,000 is a nice kind of standard. You know what? Screw it. Let's do 100. Let's just do 100. Let's bring it down to 100. Okay, we're gonna have fun with this. Maybe it might not be that impressive, but you can scale that up for 1,000, 10,000. Just bear with me. Okay, 100. Let's say you have 100 Onyx coins, and it was 14.7%. I want to say is the APR, but let's just say it's 14%. Okay, we multiply that by 0.14. Okay, so every year. I didn't need to do that. Every year you're getting an extra 14 Onyx coins, right, that you stake, and it probably goes down over time. But at the moment, right, if we divide that by 365, right, because that's once a year. Divide that by 365, you're getting 0.38 Onyx coins. Okay, if Onyx coin is worth, is that right? That would be what it is. If it's worth $1, well, that's not really worth much. Then you're only worth like 3.8 cents. If it's worth like $1.50 or $2, then you're worth like 7 cents. So that's not much. But so that's if you have $100 in there. If you have $1,000 in there, it'll be 38 cents. If you have $10,000 in there, it'll be 3. Is that right? For some reason, I thought it would be more impressive than that. Am I missing something? I don't know what it is, man. I thought it was more than that. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. It's not that impressive actually. But that can't be right. Am I doing something wrong? 14, you'd get 14 in a year, 14% APR. If you have $100. Oh, ha! Wait a second. It's based off of your Onyx coins. You wouldn't have 100 Onyx coins in there. How many Onyx coins would you have? That's what it is. That's what I'm doing wrong. Hold on, you guys. Okay, hold on. We're gonna salvage this. $100 times 1.6 cents. Okay, $100 times, or divided by 0.0166. Let's say 67. Okay, or 1166. We'll round down. We won't be too generous. Okay, that's how many Onyx coins $100 gives you. Okay, now we multiply that by 14%. Okay, we're making leeway. So this is how many Onyx coins you'd get at the end of the year if you staked $100 worth. You'd have 6,024 right now at this current price. 6,024. You would get 843 by the end of the year. We divide that by 365. Okay, so you're getting effectively $2.31 a day if Onyx coin hits $1 at one point. I think it'll hit $2, so that's really $4 a day. Now scale that up. That's just $100, right? If you have $1,000 staked, that's $23 or more a day, right? If it hits $2, that's $46. If you have $10,000, that's $230 a day, right? Right? That'd be this many coins per year. That'd be this many coins per day that you're acquiring. And if the price reaches $1, you will have this at the 100 level. But if it's times 1,000, multiply it by 10 times 10,000. If you're invested $10,000, multiply it by 100. If you're invested 100,000, multiply it by 1,000, and so on and so forth. If you have more, right? You could be making a lot of money. All I'm saying is with the staking, let's just say you're one of the higher rollers in the space. You're not really a high roller if you have $100,000, but let's just say you're one of the higher rollers in the space. Okay, that would be this times 1,000 that you're getting in a day, right? Because 100 times 1,000 is 100,000. So you'd be getting 2,300 coins per day. And if Onyx coin inevitably reaches a price of $1, that means that you just made $2,300 a day for staking. Per day. How many days do we have left until we get to $1 in price? 10 days makes 23K. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Let alone if we go to $2, right? It's all this good stuff. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I've said everything I need to say. Thank you all for bearing with me on that last bit. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Oh man, I'm on the big screen still. Oh damn it. I hope that well, I was doing the math and I didn't take away the big screen. Well, whatever. Hopefully you guys just trust the numbers. It's all there. I can show my work if you want. Right there. Right there. You could follow along and do it yourself if you want to. That's a hiccup on C-Zar's part. I don't normally do that, but I'm sleep deprived. Take care, my friends. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Crazy shenanigans. Crazy stuff, guys. Bye.